And welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, just welcome. My name is Rusty, and this is my channel where I talk about my favorite movies, mostly horror, and my favorite music, mostly metal. And now I'm going to do a couple of little collection videos, just something fun for me. I'm going to do my Shudder collection so far, and this one. This is my 8 films to die for. After Dark Originals, After Dark Horror Fest, 8 films to die for. I really love the team that chooses these movies. The 2015 one, which was the last one they had, they're really hard to find. I have managed to find a couple of them, but they're very expensive. But in any event, I do plan on, collectors have to have their things. I do plan to get as many as I can find and hopefully one day complete the collection. Let me know if you have any of these, if you collect them, and if you have them all. You'll make me very, very jealous. Okay? So we're going to start out with 2011's Husk. Now, Husk is probably my favorite Scarecrow themed. There's a few, and I don't know. This one is pretty much mine. I love Husk. Husk is about a group of friends stranded near a desolate cornfield find shelter in an old farmhouse, though they soon discover the dwelling is the center of a supernatural ritual. And it was really good. I love the cast. I love the setup. I love the twist. I love finding out what happens at the end. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, 2011's Husk, 8 films to die for. Next, we have 2007's Borderland, unrated director's cut. Now this is kind of based off, well, it's not kind of based off, it's really based off that true life crime story about that horrid cult leader, the voodoo Santeria type cult leader. This is the story of the American guy that disappeared. This is sort of based, a little bit fictionalized, but there's almost too much realism to handle. It's very, very disturbing. Borderland, unrated director's cut. 8 films to die for, 2007. Now we have one of my favorites, Wicked Little Things. Oh, and it definitely came with the slipcase, so that was very cool. Wicked Little Things, slipcase. Karen, Sarah, and Emma Tooney are all moving to a small town in Pennsylvania where, unknown to them, in 1913, a horrible mine accident trapped dozens of children alive underground, but there's a problem. They're still alive. This is one of Chloe Grace Moretz's first movies, so if you've ever seen, she's so darling in this. She's, about 6 or 8, something like that. And this is the unrated director's cut. I love that how they made these kids very unique. They're sort of like part zombie, but part vampire. They're like a vampire zombie merging. I love the kids are very creepy in this. I like the makeup. I like their look, and I love the gore. It's a very, very good movie. Wicked Little Things from 2006. Now we have the Hamiltons. In my opinion, one of the, very underrated, very underknown vampire movies. 4 young adult siblings who harbor some dark secrets. They're vampires. Try to fend for themselves after the mysterious death of their parents. I wonder what happens. I know. Will you? So yeah, the Hamiltons, 8 films to die for, 2006. And the sequel, yes, it got a sequel. In 2012, it got a sequel called The Thompsons. On the run with the law on their trail, America's most anguished vampire family heads to England to find an ancient vampire clan. What they find instead could tear their family and their throats apart forever. Yes. Actually got this one on Blu-ray. I highly recommend The Hamiltons and The Thompsons to vampire lovers. Moving on, we have 2006, Unrest. A young pathology med student suspects that the spirit of a dead cadaver in the hospital morgue where she works is killing off all those who handle or desecrate the body. That would be unfortunate since that's their job. But yeah, very, very good movie. Like I said, I love the team that chose the movies for the Horror Fests, for the 8 Films to Die For, because they all seem to really hit my style, really my mark, no matter what their genre. As you've seen, there's vampires, zombies, killers, all kinds of weirdness. So that was Unrest from 2006. Now we have The Final. This was one that was kind of hard to find. I was really glad to finally get a hold of it, brand new. 8 Films to Die For, The Final from 2010. An awkward student with a deadly vendetta leads a group of outcasts who plot to avenge the years of humiliation they faced by the popular students at Hone High School. Yes, I'm reading from International Movie Database. The Final. I was very glad to get a hold of this. I had hunted for this, had it on my watch list for a while. Crazy Eights, 2006. Circumstances bring 6 childhood friends together to face their past and a secret they share. Isn't this the one with Tracy Lords in it? I believe so. So, 2006, Crazy Eights. Yes. Me like. Okay, now we have Seconds Apart. Seconds Apart is from 2011. Seth and Jonah are twins with a dangerous ability, telekinesis. It's like the Fury on acid. Things spiral out of control as their classmates die one by one, but jealousy soon divides them and they can no longer trust each other, leading to a battle against themselves. So, we have a twin telekinetic showdown. After they've killed everyone else, they turn on each other. Are you surprised? I'm not surprised. Now, this is a battle royale horror film. That's the genre that this one is. It's from 2009, and it's called Kill Theory. I really, really enjoyed this movie. While celebrating a graduation at a secluded vacation home, a group of college students find themselves targeted by a sadistic killer who forces them to play a deadly game of killing one another in order to survive. So basically, it's a traditional battle royale. They are told that they are trapped. They try to get away. They can't. They are told to kill each other one by one. And whoever makes it out, whoever's left, is the one that survives. Traditional battle royale. Very bloody, very gory, really good. I love the storyline. I love the cast, the action, everything. All right. And we move on to The Final, and we get some zombies. This is Mulberry Street. Slipcase. Mulberry Street is from 2006. A deadly infection breaks out in Manhattan, causing humans to develop into bloodthirsty rat creatures. 6 tenants are trapped in an apartment complex and trying to survive the mayhem. This is Mulberry Street, one of the 8 films to die for. Like I said, and that's it. So, I don't have a huge one, but then again, you know, they are kind of hard to find. And I do have, if you go to wikipedia.com, After Dark Horror Fest, 8 films to die for, you will find an entire list of all 5 festivals, 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then they did another one in 2015. And it has all of the films listed, and you can then go and search for them. And so I checked them off, you know, trying to hunt them down, find them at a decent price. They go on my wish list, and I wait and wait and wait until they show up. And then I get them. What was the last one that I got? See, I was about to forget it. I almost forgot the last one because I had put it back in its place. And that is this is 2009's Dread. Now, Dread is actually a Clive Barker adaptation. Even a critic says it's one of the best Clive Barker adaptations. It doesn't really beat the director's cut of Nightbreed, and of course it doesn't beat Hellraiser 1 and 2. It might beat Hellraiser 3, but Hellraiser 3 is just a continuation, not necessarily a adaptation. So I definitely put Dread as my third favorite Clive Barker adaptation. 3 college students set out to document what other people dread the most. However, one of the 3 turns out to secretly be a sadistic psychopath who uses this knowledge to gruesomely torture the subject. So basically, he pretends to be like, you know, a grad student, and well, he's not pretending, but his motive is different than the other 2. And he gets them to, interviews them to detail and learn their most dreaded fear, where he then kidnaps them and tortures them in the exact way that they dread most. And that's Clive Barker for you. So, yeah, Dread from 2009. It's a fantastic movie. And there you go. That's all of my... That's the ones I've managed to get so far. They are a little bit more difficult to find than you would think. Now, if you're willing to accept very good condition, used very good condition, you'll have a little easier time. But if you're a little bit stuck up, like I am, and want them brand new, you're going to pay a little bit more. And some of them are going to be very hard to find in that condition, like new or very, you know, or brand new. All of these were brand new. So, but some of them I am getting so frustrated trying to find that I've like, I don't know, maybe I'll accept a like new condition. But the reason is, it's not because I'm like all that. It's because, as I've said in other videos, DVDs are so much easier to damage and so much more fragile than Blu-rays. Purchasing used DVDs are very, very... It's not near as safe. Now, you can purchase used Blu-rays and be 95% sure that they are going to be perfectly fine. DVDs, however, especially once you get below like new condition, because, well, like on eBay, for instance, like new, all that really means is that the plastic is either torn or ripped, taken off, but that it's probably unused and spotless, because eBay is very, very strict about their condition. If you put new other or like new, it better be that, because eBay will refund you like that. If it's not, they are really, I really like eBay. I know some people have problems, but I never have. eBay is really, really good about refunding if you are lied to, if they don't send it, they're pretty good. But so I haven't bought a lot of like new condition stuff, but mostly if I did, it was Blu-rays. I have bought some like new DVDs, but like I said, I want them fresh so I can get as much time of them as I can. Because if you are a collector, and if you have a collection, especially of DVDs, then you have most probably suffered coaster syndrome. Now, what coaster syndrome is, it's best displayed like this. You see some movie that's been sitting on your shelf for 10 years, 10, 15 years, whatever, and you're all of a sudden like, oh, I want to see that. I haven't seen that, in 6 years. And you go over there and you dig it out and you put it on, and it says, no, I'm not going to play. And you look at it and it's spotless and there's not a scratch on it, not a blemish, not a smudge. It's in perfect condition, lights, it looks like a mirror. Everything is perfect. It does not play. You put it in your DVD player, it says there's no disc. You put it in your Blu-ray player, it says sorry. And if you do get it to play, it'll skip, freeze, and stop, and all kind of stuff. Even though, like I said, the surface is spotless. The surface is completely fine. Then you end up smearing peanut butter on it. You boil it in water. You break out the alcohol. You break out your shimmy cloth, because all collectors have shimmy cloths. You break out your shimmy cloths and you're trying, it's like, no, it's perfect. There's nothing on it I don't understand. It's because it's a DVD. A DVD can last 30 years. A DVD can last 10. It can turn into a coaster for no apparent reason. It just gets corrupted. It loses magnetism. It gets demagnetized. And it's just dead. It's useless. At that point, they get broken in half to keep me from continuing to mess with it. And yes, I do. I snap the bitch in half, because you are not leaving. If you cause me that kind of trauma, you're not leaving this house in anything but pieces. Well, you just throw it away. Well, yeah, I am going to throw it away, but it's going to be in pieces is all I got to say, because now I got to go buy it again. So that's why I'm a little bit more hesitant to buy a not brand new DVD, is because they are so fragile and you're not the one who used it, so you don't know how it was taken care of, and you won't really know till it arrives. Thankfully, like I said, eBay at least is very, very strict. So if you buy something like new, it's probably going to get spotless, because the sellers are too scared to list it in any manner. I've gotten brand new items that were listed as like new, and it was just because one little piece of the corner of the plastic was torn. Never even really been opened, but the seller goes, I don't know. Some asshole sees part of the package torn, they might give me negative feedback. But there you go. That is my After Dark 8 films to die for collection so far. I'm still going to work on it, as all collectors do, until we get what we want, until we reach completion. That's just the way it is. Until then, that is my 8 films to die for so far. I'll be back with the Shudder collection, my Shudder collection so far, next. So yeah, glad you survived the Booty Awards. I hope you're feeling better now. I am. I will see you in the next little thing I do. Always remember and never forget, you are a very special person. And don't let anyone ever tell you differently. Love you. Miss you. Bye-bye. See you on the other side. Rock on. Should I do another Booty Award? I'll do it next year.